We're now joined by the K-State Wildcats head coach Jeff Mitty and his student athletes Peyton Williams and Rachel Ranke. Coach, your thoughts about this afternoon's game?
Well, first off, I thought as a 4-5 game it's a high-level game in this league, and I thought it was a high-level game. Sloppy at times, but I just think that was the effort. Both teams were playing with such great effort and energy, and you know, this time of the year, everybody talks about NCAA tournament teams, and West Virginia is an NCAA tournament team. There's not any doubt in my mind, and I want to make that clear over. You look at what I will say about West Virginia is that nobody in the tournament will want to play them. I can assure you. That is a team that has taken Baylor to the wire recently. It's a team that wins 11 games in our league, and anybody that's gone the double round robin, you win 11 games in the league, to me it's a no-brainer that you're in the tournament. So all the bracketology, all those things that come out, I know they have a lot of criteria for that, but I can tell you, if you're watching that game and you're watching the eye test says that West Virginia's an NCAA tournament team. My thoughts on this game are pretty simple. It was a high-level game. I thought players came to play today. I thought that our group had a great energy defensively. We were able to get some turnovers with our defense. I thought as the game wore on, we shared the ball better. We passed the ball better. We had multiple players step up and play. I thought we had big plays from Ranke down the stretch. I thought we had big plays from Laura Mackey hits a big three on the wing. Big defensive plays. Rachel's defense has continued to just get better and better and make plays. So I thought we played well today. And we knew we were going to have to play well to beat a very good West Virginia team.
Okay, we'd like to take questions for our student athletes first, if you would, please, so we can let them go back to the locker room. So if you got questions, we got a microphone, and we got on the front row, right side. Your name and your affiliation, please, if you don't mind.
Justin Toscano, Manhattan Mercury. Rachel, I mean, to have the season you've had where you've struggled at points and to put a game like this together, I mean, just how does it feel?
It feels good. Come March, you want to be playing your best basketball. So, yes, there was times where I had to, overcome adversity this season. So, yeah, just right now, I feel like we're at the top right now. We're playing pretty good basketball, so we're just going to try to keep that rolling.
What did you do to overcome that adversity? What was key for you?
Just got in the gym and shot a little bit more. Had my teammates help me out through that time. Coaches helped me out through that time. You know, sophomore slump is what Coach called it. So, yeah, I just had a lot of help around me through that.
I told her she was a junior.
Question on the aisle.
Rick Hand to the Austin American Statesman. Peyton, if you look at the stats, you forced 25 turnovers and you had 18 steals. I thought that was the difference of the game. Your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I thought especially up front, our guards played really aggressive and tried to get into the shorts of West Virginia's point guard. And I think it was really successful, especially for a young point guard. To have to handle that kind of pressure is really difficult. And yeah, it was. I didn't have to run back a whole lot because we had a lot of layups, and that was really nice for me. So yeah, I think our defensive effort really helped us tremendously that game, for sure.
Question on the aisle left.
Tucker Toole, Big 12. Peyton and Rachel, both of you guys had big games tonight. What was your mentality coming into this game?
Well, it's survive in advance, so we just came out ready to play. We want to play again tomorrow, so we just came out, knew we had to get it done on the defensive end, and we did so.
Yeah, I think the biggest mindset is, like Coach Mitty said, this is a tournament caliber team. We knew we couldn't take anything for granted. We had to come out strong. We came in saying we have to win it defensively first, and I think we did that today.
Another question on the left side.
Alana Bearfield, Big 12. As you can see, WV really got back in the swing of things towards the end. What do you guys need to do now moving forward to stay competitive in the Big 12?
Yeah, that is a good question. I think just pay attention, especially when teams are, trying to get back. They go to those players that are the trusted ones, that have been the trusted ones over the course of the season. So sticking to the scout, I think, is going to be really important during those times. Because, Davenport or Nyblack really tried to, go to their drive late in that game. And I think that was something we were expecting. And I think we got to be prepared for that next game, too. Just staying to the scout when we need to stay on top late in those games.
what she said.
Retweet.
Any further questions for our student athletes? Another one on the front.
So they got back within one a couple different times there. How do you shore up mentally to kind of hold off those runs?
Well, every game, the team is, the opposing team is going to go on a run at some point. So we just had to come together as a team, and we had to stop the run. So we just huddled up in our little huddle, I guess, and then we talked about, staying composed, putting in a little bit more effort on the defensive end because, they're going to go on a run, and so we just had to stop them.
Yeah, just amping up the defense and staying poised were two keys, I think, in those times.
Anything else for our student athletes before we let them go back to the locker room?
One more for you, Peyton. What makes you most proud of just the way Rachel's handled that adversity?
Oh, yeah. I think, as a young player, especially coming off of a year of so much success, a freshman year where she really contributed a lot, to go through that is really, immensely frustrating, especially when you know that you can shoot really well, and we all knew that, and I'm really proud of her, absolutely, and I'm glad that we as a team could rally around her and just keep telling her, hey, we believe in you too, don't get down on yourself, keep doing what you do, and obviously it paid off. She came up to play today, and I love it.
Okay, we're going to let you guys go back to the locker room. Congratulations on today's game, and we'll see you tomorrow.
Thank you, guys. Thank you.
The biggest thing I would also add to that is that, Rachel she gets 4 buckets inside the arc. So that has given her another avenue to get points. And so her all-around game is so much better, the defensive end, the whole thing. But that has been a drastic improvement for her. And so, I'm proud of the development that she's had, stay the course, and players like Peyton and players like Kayla Goth have really helped her through that because they went through it as well in their career. So that's the advantage of our leadership.
Question on the aisle left.
Tucker Toole, Big 12. Coach, you spoke to how good of a team West Virginia is, and you split the season series with them 1-1. What was your game plan coming into today's matchup?
Tucker, we talked we wanted to get them off the line better. We felt like in Manhattan, in our victory, we didn't do things still defensively, so we need to get them off the line. I thought we did a great job on Martin today. Thought we did a great job on Davenport. That was the plan coming in, was to get extended. And then offensively, we wanted to stay aggressive. I think your players got to make plays, and I didn't want to call a lot of plays today. I wanted them to go make plays, and our group had that mentality.
We got a question here, and then we're going to go back to the right side.
Alana Bearfield, Big 12. As you mentioned before, WV is a very competitive team. I just want to know your thoughts. Basically, you guys are ranked number 5 within the seed. They're ranked 4. Just to elaborate, does it really matter about the ranking? Because you guys obviously took out a win today.
We tied for 4th, and the tie-breaking procedures put us at 5th. So, I think when you get to the quality teams that you have in our league, you're going to have to play. So you're going to have to play, and we had 3 very different games against them, which happens a lot when you play teams. It's one night, the offense was great. The game in Morgantown, we couldn't throw in the ocean, and they could throw it in the ocean a little bit better. Here today, this was a highly competitive game. Justin, you mentioned that it was a 1-point game numerous times there. What I liked about our group is the poise they had to stay within themselves and go make a push back at them when West Virginia came at them. That has been an improved part of our run here in the last 8 of 9, I guess, is where we're at. So that's been the improvement.
Question in the rear right.
Mark Schoenster, WWVU-FM. So last time y'all played, Tyneese had 20-plus points, but in this game she didn't even reach double figures. What adjustment did you make in this game to keep her in check? Yeah,
we wanted to get her from the catch and just catch and shoot. We did not want her to catch and shoot, so we had to be very quick to her in rotation. And our group had a great awareness of where Tyneese was, but it really started with the ball pressure we had on the point guard at the top of the zone. I felt like we shoved them off the line some, and then we just had a great awareness of her. Nyblack gave us a lot of trouble in that ISO stuff that they run, but a lot of that was we were extended so much, we had to give them something, and what we took away was Martin getting those plays.
Question on the aisle.
Jeff, Rick Cantu, the Austin American-Statesman. Most of the bracketology I've seen has Baylor in, Iowa State in, Texas in, and you just put West Virginia in. I'm going to guess that you would like to see your own team in there, and if so, can you state the case for Kansas State?
Well, I think we stated it pretty solidly. I felt like we were in before this game, Rick. I mean, one of the brackets had us as a 10 seed. You look at our RPI, 32 before the game. Strength of schedule is one of the tops in the country, non-conference. I think it's probably in the top 40, somewhere in there. So, I mean, all those things are yeah, I don't, it's kind of funny. When I look at all these brackets that are coming out, there seems to be a lack of respect for, we are the third rated league in the country RPI wise. All right. And we play everybody twice. And that changes the dynamic. So we've played Baylor twice. We'll play the number one team in the country a third time tomorrow if they beat Texas Tech. And that's not a given in this league. All right, Texas Tech, while Baylor is unbelievably talented, Texas Tech has a front line that's very, very good. But if we do get Baylor tomorrow, that'll be the number one team in the country 3 straight times. So we feel like we've made our case. I can go on and on, trust me. We probably don't have enough time on the presser to talk about the wins we've had, but they're probably, with the exception of Baylor, with the exception of Oregon, with the exception of some of the teams that have won their league, there's not a hotter team in the country right now than us.
Final question for Coach on the rear right.
Christian Nunley, OU Nightly. You guys went up 21-8 in the end of the first quarter. They narrowed the gap to a 6-point differential. How are you guys able to keep the lead and maintain?
Yeah, Chris, I think that we knew they'd make, I mean, you expect a quality team like West Virginia to run back at you. I honestly thought we missed some opportunities in that run because there were fast break opportunities where we got a little rushed. They made a nice run back at us to get it to within 5, I think, at half. I felt like it was going to be a tight game the whole way. It was exactly what I expected. I just think we had good poise. We had good possessions at both ends of the floor, and our group has continued to be pretty solid in those areas.
Okay, Coach, thank you very much, and we'll see you tomorrow afternoon.
Thank you.
I believe We're now joined by, the West Virginia Mountaineers head coach Mike Carey, his two student athletes, Naomi Davenport and Katrina Pardee. Coach, your thoughts about today's game?
Well, you just look at the hustle plays. They had hustle. Points off turnovers, 18-3, I think. Second chance points, 18-7. Fast break points, 8-0. I mean, that says all you need to know on that. We cut it to 1 or 2 and then come down and turned it over 3 times and took some bad shots and didn't defend on the other end. And they outworked us. They played harder than we did.
Okay, we'd like to take questions for our student athletes first so we can let them return to the locker room. So questions for our student athletes. We got a question on the left front.
Alana Bearfield, Big 12. You guys did an amazing job towards the end, getting back, swing of things. What happened in the beginning? It was a slow start to try to get the ball movement going.
Want me to answer? Okay. In the beginning, we were just slow, like you said. We were slow and we were getting out hustled, and then we finally picked it up. And then down the stretch, we made dumb decisions, turnovers. We got steals, but then when we got in transition, we turned the ball over, and we didn't get out on the shooters when they got offensive rebounds, and that was the game.
I think it came down to the little things, not having discipline towards the end when we needed it the most, and focusing. And I think we were more concerned about offense and getting the score closer. And by doing that, we had to score, obviously, but we were focused primarily on that, not on getting stops to where they didn't score so we could cut the lead.
Question on the front left.
Tucker Toole, Big 12. Naomi, I know every time your team needed a big time play, you stepped up. What was your mentality coming into today's game, knowing that it could possibly be your last?
I didn't think about it being my last. It was just, it's another game. Like, I don't know. That's a hard question. It's just, I don't know. I just look for my teammates. Somebody helps over, dump it down, square up to the basket, skip out to KP, open on the wing, Chinese open on the wing. Like, it's just playing what the defense gives you.
Question on the right aisle.
Rick Can, too, the Austin American Statesman. Katrina, we're practically neighbors. I live in Northwest Austin. I know where you're from. Can you talk a little bit about the journey to go so far away from home, and now you're going to graduate from college, and what it was like, and your thoughts of going to the University of West Virginia?
Yeah, going away from home, I feel like I wasn't necessarily sad at first because I was looking forward to something new, and playing in the Big 12, a lot of the games are in Texas, so my family was able to see me play a lot, and they traveled to any game that they could to watch me play. So having their support made it a lot easier, knowing that I'm out living my dreams and that's all they want me to do, and they support me 100% in whatever I do. So I think that made the transition a lot easier.
Any further questions for our student? We got one on the front left.
Alana Bearfield, Big 12 again. What has been the biggest lesson you guys have learned about yourself as a basketball player, as a woman, playing at WV?
Personally, I think I've grown up a lot here. Like he said, being away from home, it kind of made me mature faster, and being able to play as a freshman gave me a lot of experience, I think, and I think over the years I've become mentally stronger because of Coach Carey, so I think that's the biggest thing for me.
For me, I would say I matured very quickly in my 2 years here, and just as a person, just knowing Coach Carey always says never get too high, never get too low. That's my favorite quote by him. And I always try to stay in the middle, and it's just never try to get too high, never try to get too low. Try to stay focused, try to be there for your teammates, listen to your coaches, and it'll all be good in the end.
Okay, ladies, thank you very much, and congratulations on a great season.
Thank
Best
you.
of luck at the next level.
Thank you.
We'll take questions for Coach at this point now. We got a question on the front left.
Coach, Tucker Toole, Big 12. Coach, I know you split the season series with K-State. What was your game plan coming into today's matchup?
Well, we wanted to get the ball on the baseline, but we couldn't make the pass to the baseline, and we turned it over. It's unbelievable. Put the ball above our heads, didn't get into the gaps, didn't get the ball where we wanted the ball. They were extending, especially when Kari was in there. We could have went high-low, but I think she played 2 minutes the first half. I mean, when you're extending like that, it's one-on-one in the paint. I mean, all we had to do is go high-low, get it, and then turned the ball over way, way, way too much. Just kept turning the ball because we had nobody would attack a gap. And if you don't attack a gap, they're long. And they were getting into passing lanes and getting steals.
Question on the right side aisle.
Mike, Rick Can to the Austin American Statesman. Jeff was here a minute ago and said it's a no-brainer that West Virginia should be in the tournament next week. And he also said that he doesn't understand why the Big 12 is so underrated, because some of the brackets only have 3 teams. Your thoughts, one, on your own team, and his thought about Big 12 being underrated.
Let me just put it this way. If a team on the men's side in the Big 12 won 11 games in the Big 12 and didn't get in the NCAA, you would all pick it. There would be a picket. Basketball would be shut down. Only on the women's side could something like that happen. It is amazing how this goes on the women's side. It really is. Because if it happened to a Big 12 men's team, it'd be all over. There would be changes. Everybody would make changes. And you win 11 games, finish 4th in the league, you ought to be, and you're the 3rd-rated RPI league in the country, you should be in the NCAA tournament. And if we're not, then there's a big problem with the selection. There really is. Now, we didn't play well today and all that, but we won 11 games in the Big 12. I had a winning season in the Big 12. You should be in the NCAA. And I go back and you watch on the men's side, there'll be men's teams in the Big 12 with losing records during the season gets in the NCAA. And how they do it and we can't get it done, I have no idea.
Question on the left.
Tucker Toole, Big 12. Coach, can you speak on the impact that Katrina and Naomi have had on the program since they arrived?
Yeah, I mean, Katrina, like she said, she came down here as a freshman and did a great job for us, got better every year, continued to work, became a team captain, just tremendous job. Naomi, only the 2nd player in the history at West Virginia, a junior college player, scored 1,000 points. So, they both did a tremendous job for us since they're at West Virginia.
Further questions for Coach? Okay, Coach. Thank you. Congratulations. Good season. Good luck.